Do you make the final decision as to who's put on your countering violent extremism working group?
6 weeks away. Yeah. 6 weeks away.
We have an individual in the department who is the lead on CVE.
Okay. Are you consulted at all on who's put on that working group?
I have not been, no.
All right. You were aware that the president of ISNA, Imam Majid, was a member of that working group, correct?
I can't answer that. I don't know whether that's an accurate statement or not.
Okay. Well, you can go look at your own website and find the documentation. He has been on your working group, the Countering Violence, Violent Extremism. Do you know how many of the members of your Countering Violent Extremism are members of Muslim Brotherhood?
Again, since I'm not involved in the appointment, but if I might.
Well, my time is running out, so I really don't have time. But I've got a very serious question that needs to be confronted.
Well,
are you familiar with Mohamed? Are you familiar with?
I would like the ability to expand on my answer if that is all right with you.
I don't have time. I'm running out, and I can't be filibustered.
Well, okay.
But let me ask you, Mohamed Elibiary was a member of the working group. You promoted him, and it said there, I've got articles here that say you swore him in as a member now of your, let's see, the Homeland Security Advisory Group. He's apparently been given a secret clearance. Do you know Mr. Elibiary?
Yes.
Okay. Were you aware he had a secret clearance?
I believe everybody on the Homeland Security Advisory Council ultimately gets a secret clearance.
Would you be surprised if they, well, I don't want to time, but were you aware that he spoke at the big event in Texas honoring the Ayatollah Khomeini?
I'm not aware of all the places he has spoken.
The gentleman's time has expired.
Let me, if I could just have 15 seconds, this is critical. Secretary, were you aware that a week ago today, from his home computer, he accessed the SLIC database, got information off, and has been shopping a story to national media on Islamophobia directed at the governor of Texas and the security folks there in Texas? Were you aware of that?
No.
Thank you, Mr.
I'm telling you it happened. Do we need to appoint somebody, or will you have that investigated yourself, and if so, by whom?
Well, since I don't know the facts, I'll have to look into the facts.
Okay. So you'll be the one to make that call?
We'll have somebody, it'll be myself or someone.
Does it concern you at all that it happened?
The gentleman's time has expired.
When you were here before, back in October, we discussed gentleman, Mr. Elibiary, and the week before he had been online using the secret security clearance that you had given him when you placed him on the Homeland Security Advisory Council, and he had used that to access the state and local intelligence community of interest classified material database and downloaded material, and we had information that he had shopped that trying to claim Texas was Islamophobes because they were concerned about radical Islamists. But since that time, you told me personally at that time that you were going to look into it. You weren't going to appoint somebody. You yourself were going to look into it. So what did you find out?
I found out that the statements that have been made in that regard are false. They are misleading and objectionable, and I think they
Okay, then,
wrong.
Madam, you need to know that you have people who are lying in your department because Texas Department of Public Safety has been told the investigation was done. He did access the classified information with his own private computer. He did download the documents that we knew he did. And the one thing they could not confirm, because they didn't talk to the reporter or the people that he shopped the story to, they couldn't confirm that he shopped the story. But are you saying before this Congress right now that as Secretary of Homeland Security that it is a lie that Mohamed Elibiary downloaded material from a classified website using the secret security clearance you gave him? Are you saying that's a lie?
I'm saying that is inaccurate. That is correct.
All right. What is inaccurate about that?
A number of things. First of all, we have several people on the Homeland Security Advisory Committee are Muslim. They've been helping law enforcement for a long time. Mr. Elibiary himself was recognized by the FBI.
I didn't say anything about that, so if you could confine your answer to what I said and what you find misleading in it.
Well, one of the things I find misleading is that he somehow downloaded classified documents.
So are you saying that the state and local intelligence community of interest database is not classified?
I'm saying that he, as far as I know, did not download classified documents. And now,
one of the games that gets played sometimes by people who come up here and testify is that they have somebody not provide them adequate information so that they can come in here and say, so far as I know, not to my knowledge, that kind of thing, and they obscure the truth. Has Elibiary's status on Homeland Security Advisory Council changed?
No.
It did not bother you that he accessed information?
He accessed some information. What bothers me, quite frankly, are the allegations that are made against anyone who happens to be Muslim.
Well, the allegations are not because he is Muslim. You follow me around the world, you see me hugging Muslims around the world because the ones I hug are our friends. And this administration seems to have a hard time recognizing members of terrorist groups who are allowed into the White House. You're aware of that happening, aren't you?
Absolutely not.
So, all right, the evidence speaks for itself. Obviously, you're kept in the dark on a lot of these things. Are you aware of what the Freedom and Justice Party is in Egypt?
Representative,
are you aware of what the Freedom and Justice Party is in Egypt?
Mr. Chairman, could we have
It's a simple question. It doesn't afford an interruption. Is she aware of what the Freedom and Justice Party is in Egypt?
Would the Secretary respond to the question?
Yes.
Are you aware that Mr. Elibiary's foundation that has now had their charter pulled because they have failed to provide the information that the government requires to keep their 501c3 status? Are you aware that that was, before the 501c3 status was pulled, called the Freedom and Justice Foundation?
Representative, I'm not going to get into a debate about some of this.
I'm asking you if you know simple facts.
I would like to say.
You say you're not going to get into debate. I don't want to debate. This is a question and answer. Are you aware of that being the name of his foundation that has now had the 501c3 status pulled?
The insinuation that
Can you answer the question? There's no insinuation.
Chairman,
the gentleman's
can we have regular order?
I will allow the witness to answer the question, yes.
Please, answer just the question.
Representative, with all respect, I believe you are insinuating that I and members of my staff...
I am not insinuating anything. I'm asking a direct question.
Well, Mr. Chairman...
You're not answering the question. The question is very simple.
Let me say to
Were
the
you
gentleman
aware of his Freedom and Justice Foundation?
Let me say to the gentleman from Texas, I don't think he's going to get a different answer.
Then I would ask the assistance of the chairman to direct the witness to answer the question as asked. It's very simple. It's yes or no. Was she aware or was she not?
We will give the witness an opportunity to give a final answer, yes.
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to say for this committee, which has a
That does not sound like a yes or no. It's non-responsive.
Mr. Chairman,
and it
regular
should not
order.
be given on my time.
Madam Secretary,
to
if you-
an answer that is non-responsive.
Okay, the answer may be non-responsive. Madam Secretary, do you have anything to add?
Mr. Chairman, I didn't know this was a court with rules of evidence. I was hoping I could explain my answer.
Do you want to proceed to do just that?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, my question was a yes or no
Mr. Chairman,
question.
regular order.
Anything but a yes or
We
no
will-
answer
we
is
will allow the witness to
non-responsive,
answer the
and the
question.
reason there are rules of evidence is so witnesses just don't go off on a lark.
Mr. Chairman,
talking
can
about
we have
avoiding
regular order?
addressing
The
issue.
gentleman's time has expired. Does the witness have anything to add?
Yes. This committee has a long and proud tradition. These kinds of insinuations demean the committee. The insinuation that I or my staff would allow someone who is a terrorist to infiltrate.
I have not insinuated that Elibiary
Mr.
is a
Chairman,
terrorist.
regular
He's a
order.
very nice gentleman.
Let me say to
I've
the
met him
gentleman
a
from-
couple of times. He's
let
a
me say
nice
to the
guy.
gentleman
There's
from-
no such insinuation.
We'll have
that
regular
the
order.
Secretary
We'll
of
have
Homeland
regular order, Mr.
Security
Goldberg.
would
Chairman.
come in here and
Mr.
make such
Chairman,
an allegation that's
can we have
unfounded
regular
and
order?
not right.
Committee will be in order. I understand the frustration of the gentleman from Texas, but I don't believe he is going to get a different answer, and the gentleman's time has expired.
But he's
The
out
gentleman
of
from-
order.